Hi, Sherry Borger, and I'm doing a video with 4 cards. It is cards that I made for my July stamp camp, but I'm going to put it on a video. So number 1 for my stamp camp people, and number 2 for anyone out there that enjoys watching videos about making different cards. I'm going to actually try to go through these fairly fast, just because if you are a stamp person, which most people, or most of you that are watching, are a stamp person, and you don't really need a whole lot of explanation because you kind of know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to try to go fairly fast. I am Stampin' Sherry on my Facebook page. I also have a Facebook page for me personally. Also, I'm going to have all of my things that are in relation to stamping. I'm going to have set up under Stampin' Sherry, so everything's going to be the same. So YouTube, I hope to get that Stampin' Sherry. If I get an Instagram going, it'll be Stampin' Sherry. If I get TikTok, it'll be Stampin' Sherry. So I really hope that I get it all to work and get it all to coordinate, and it doesn't confuse anybody. Let's get to the cards. I made 4, and I am going with a design inspiration that's in the Stampin' Up catalog. I'm not sure if you all have the current one. Oh, let me get it so you can actually see it. Wow. Okay, the current one, which is May 2024 to April 2025. And on the inside is various different card ideas to make and such. But here's the really kind of neat thing, is here's all of these different inspirations that you can use and make cards. You can make them as simple or as complicated or whatever as you want. I'm using the one on the bottom row in the very middle, the 6th one in either way is this one in the middle. You got 3 strips. On top of the 3 strips is another piece of cardstock, and so I'm going to show you what I did with my 3-strip idea. Alrighty, let's go to card 1. It is from the stamp set Happiest Day, and I'm using the sentiment that I called it the Glitter Sun sentiment. It says, "You make me feel like glitter in the sun." So I have your standard card here, your standard 8.5 by, you call it 8.5 by 5.5, and you score it at 4 1/4. Okay. I have my strips. I use Designer Series paper. Designer Series paper has a design on each side, and then it gives you more options, which I really like. So I used a couple different papers because I have 3 different designs showing here. These strips are 3.5 by 1/2. So I got 3 small ones up to the top. So that's, it's a flat surface, and you've got 3 strips that are flat. So you've got something flat. So I decided to make my my focal point, or maybe, I don't know if you want to call it focal point, would be this piece of cardstock that's going underneath the sentiment. And I put it through a, can you see that? I put it through, there we go. So I put it through a folder and put it in my cut and emboss folder, an emboss folder, that's what it is. And this one I like because it kind of, makes you think of the sun. But, the silliest thing about it is when you put it underneath, you really don't see it. Oh, you're only going to see the very edges, but it's funny. Anyway, so this particular piece that went through the embossing folder, so the embossing piece I put flat to my surface as well. I only really make my cards where you have one dimension. So either you use two of the small dimensionals, like one on the bottom and then a small dimensional on the top, and it creates one dimension together, or I use the big dimensionals and just do one dimension. So that's how I did this. So the sentiment is on the embossed paper with dimensions, so that way it'll stick, it won't fall off. Sometimes when you use tape or adhesive on that, it for some reason it doesn't want to stick to the ribbed pattern paper that it's on. Here my son, the stamp set only had really the rays. I found a stamp that was from another set that had just a solid circle. So I stamped the lemon. This is lemon lolly, by the way. I stamped the lemon lolly in the middle. Then I took the fine tip lemon lolly marker and I went around each of the rays. Then, after that dried, I went and I used my Wink of Stella, because you get that glitter, and I put a little strip of glitter on each of the rays. So that gave it a little pop, I suppose you would consider that. It's hard to see the glitter in the camera, but it's there. That was card one, okay? And I'm gonna have to take a little bit of drink here. It's been 100, it was 102 today. Very, very hot. Okay, card number two. It is not a Stampin' Up stamp set, but I had something that was my inspiration. And I'm gonna do the card first and show you my inspiration when I'm done with the card. The card is very, very easy. Again, it's using the 3-strip idea. I have my strips going down this way, okay? And as you can tell, I have more space. So I made, and my piece on top is much bigger. So I made my strips 1 inch wide by 4 inches long. Okay, here's what I did. I had this designer series paper. It was the 6x6. I don't know if you can tell, but this side will show it maybe a little better. It goes from dark to light. All right, and all the girls got. It was one of these strips in the middle, and then on each side was strips that had polka dots. It was pretty cute, but I ran out. For me, myself, and I ran out of that paper. So I thought, well, I'll just do 3 strips of green. Then I got into thinking, well, why don't I just go through my scraps? And my scraps are not little pieces. My scraps are big chunks of paper. So I found this piece of paper, if I can pull it up, and I cut my 4 by 1 inch strips out of here. The green seemed to match real well. And as you can tell, I've got the 2 leaf patterns on the outside. All right, so then I did my centerpiece. It's a die cut, and I'm going to show you the one I did. I actually keep myself the bad ones and let the girls have the good ones. This one, as you can tell, I flubbed up on my D, okay? Everything else looks pretty good. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm probably going to have to restamp it, which I did. I did restamp it, by the way. And I thought, well, there's got to be a way I can figure something out, and I did. Everyone is getting 12 inches of this linen thread and making it into a bow, which can be kind of difficult for two hands. I had one hand, so I did the tongs idea, where you wrap the linen thread around the tongs and then you pull it through the middle and create a knot. So you have your two loops and you got it knotted in the middle. So that's what I did. Now look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my bow here and I'm going to put it over the little extra ink that got flubbed up right there, right? And because it's just a small thread, you still see that word. It's not really taking away anything from the word. You use a glue dot underneath. Glue dot has a little bit of stickiness to it, so when it goes down, it will stay fairly well, okay? And I have a turtle, and you will find out the reason why I did this. I did my turtle with the outline of green and my shell with brown. And this circle piece is flat to my 3 strips. The 3 strips are flat, just like the first card. But now you're going to take your turtle, and that you're going to raise up on dimensions, and that turtle is going to be the focal point, which is kind of what I wanted, and I'm going to show you why. I found this. I don't know if you can tell. I found this cute turtle, and here is his shell. His shell is brown. So that's why I have mine brown and the outline green. Now I have some of these big plastic boxes still. So I put my turtle in here, and then my card is going to just kind of slip in there, and that's what I'm going to deliver as a little gift to someone that maybe is a good friend, or even someone that's not feeling well. It's a perfect thing to do. I did actually send it in the mail, but I didn't use the box. I just put it in a bubble wrapped envelope and sent it that way. And they loved it. They really liked it. Now let's go to card number 3. Card number 3 isn't much different from card number 1. You'll quickly see why. Okay. Card number 3, of course, I was diligent and put that one back. Okay. Card number 3 is this. It is using the Market Goodness set from Stampin' Up. And I'm using the Thanks a Bunch. So I'm using the carrots. The X's were a stamp as well. Here's the difference of this card from card 1. Card 1 is using your raised paper that went through the embossing folder. So you don't see a whole lot of that, right? This one is the whole background. See that? The whole background is my dimension. I put that through a dimension folder. Embossing folder. Oh my gosh, I'm really having problems today. So then I found this designer series paper. It was 6x6 as well. And flipped it back and forth. I thought this worked really well because these little flowers, went with the color scheme here. So I used peach. I wrote in my instructions peach pie, which is wrong because the pumpkin is pumpkin pie. And this piece here is the same size as card 1. And I stamped the carrots separate because these carrots, like the first set of carrots, I have on there flat to the surface, but these carrots I have raised up. Because this surface is all raised up and fairly chunky, the sentiment is on the background cardstock flat, but this piece is on top of the dimension, the embossed paper with dimensions, because it'll stick better and it won't come off. So it's up to you if you want to use if you want to use small dimensions underneath this and a small dimension underneath your carrot, then you don't have quite as much thickness. Or you could do the big dimensions underneath the sentiment, but definitely do the small dimensions under the carrot. It doesn't need to be raised up so high, because then it just takes away from the card. You want the card to still look great. So that's card number 3. Card number 4. This is an awesome card. It is not using the inspiration with the 3 strips. This is a kind of a old fun fold card idea that's been used quite often. Okay, I've used it in an old stamp camp where we used hedgehogs. I might have made a video. The cards were so cute. It's hard when you make really cute cards to actually mail them to somebody, because you're like, are they gonna appreciate, Anyway, so this is being cut, your cardstock, the long way. So it's being cut at 4 1/4. So you have 2 long strips. So your long strip, I'm gonna take this, your long strip, you're still gonna do your scoring in the middle at the 5 1/2. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna flip it into the paper cutter the other way, and you're cutting off 3 inches. You're cutting 3 inches off, right? And the reason why is you're going to take that 3 inches. You're not wasting this at all. That is going to go here. All right. I'm going to walk through it fast because most people have done this before. You're taking your designer series paper and you're going to cut it at you got 6 by 6. All right. You put it in there and you're going to cut it at 4 inches. And that strip over to the side, you take it and move it away so you don't accidentally cut it. Then you take your other piece, you're going to turn it, put it in your cutter, and then you're going to cut at 2 inches. Okay? So you're going to cut 2 inches off. That 2-inch strip is what goes in the middle, and you want to flip it to the other side. So this is polka dot, but in the middle, in the inside is going to be that plaid. And so then what you're going to do, because polka dots, you don't have to worry about your pattern matching. But if you were going to use that plaid pattern, or even this one here, it has stripes. I'll get it to the camera. If you were going to use stripes, you definitely need to make sure you are paying attention so your stripes match up and you have them going the same exact way on the face of your card, okay? So after that little lecture, let's get to what you're doing. This little piece you want to put in first. You kind of want to tuck it in and have that little bit of border. It's about 1/8 of a border. Then you're going to take this piece on top. The reason why is because you are going to have to go over that piece a little bit. You put your, oh, there we go. You put your border of 1/8 of an inch, and then it's going to go over your plaid piece just a little bit, and that's your inside piece. This piece, you use the polka dot, and it's going to go on the outside and fit right there, okay? And you might think, oh, that's kind of a lot of space there. Don't worry, because what are you doing? You're taking this, and you're going to be covering it up. So the amount of space is not important at all. So the piece that's getting covered up, or you're going to put on the cover, you're going to take, because you're not wasting anything, but you want to take a piece of white cardstock to put on top, and you're going to cut it at 4 inches by 2 3/4, okay? Then you want to stamp on top. Now this taco truck has all these different pieces, so you could make it a taco truck, you can make it a hot dog truck, you can make it a pancake truck, ice cream, whatever. I like the taco because I like the saying, let's taco about how awesome you are. Love the saying. And it fits right inside the window of my truck. And I wanted to put a couple flags. So what you do is you're going to make sure that you have your truck low enough to give or enough room for your 2 flags. All right, so let's find my colored one again. These are actually expired, not expired, colors that they're not using anymore, so they have discontinued. There we go. And that's why you probably aren't going to see these in your own cardstock unless you still have these ones. I loved these colors. It was Orchid Oasis, Tahitian Tide. So I had actually bought almost not too like a full pack of paper for each color, not too far before they discontinued them. But you know, it's all good. So you're going to take your markers and you're going to color. I colored black down here because I want it to look like it was on dirt, and put gray underneath. I colored in my tires and I shaded it with a little gray. I put 3 tacos on the strip because see, it is blank there, and then I put my 3 tacos. And it's tricky because they're small, but you don't have much room on that in that strip. So I got 3 in there, and I wanted to do my my awning kind of funky, so I decided to use yellow and green because my taco is yellow and my lettuce coming out is green. Haha, right? What I did is I shaded the edges of my taco shell with a brown, or well, more of a one of my, I think it was soft suede, and then I took my yellow and went over it and kind of blended it to make it look like it was kind of the shell had been heated up. Up here, my flags, I used the same color that I used in here. I used the green, and then I just kind of colored the edges a little dark. Put in some gray on the top there, put some gray in your window here, and then my headlight is actually one of my my gemstones. So I put that for my headlight, and I colored everything else around here yellow. Super, super duper cute. In my white piece, I have another white piece underneath that's a little bit smaller, so when you close it, you don't see it. That was card number 4. But here is my inspiration for this. Actually, I'm going to tell you, I had this stamp set for quite some time, and I don't remember what store I was in. I believe Target was one of the stores that carried it, maybe even Walmart. Look at what I found. It's a taco notebook, and I bought, all they had were 2 left, and I bought them because I knew I had this taco stamp set. How cute is that going to be with some kid or an adult that gets that together? Adorable. It truly is. Anyway, just remember I'm going to be Stampin' Sherry. I'm going to start putting content, YouTube, Facebook. I'm going to try Instagram, TikTok. I haven't done it, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to start trying it. So keep an eye out on all of it. If you make sure that you are like or subscribe to my YouTube stuff, and you'll know when I make another video, and I'll keep talking and kind of let y'all know what's going on. At the end of the month, I'm doing a kit together class. I'm doing it Zoom because I do have some people. I live in California. I have some people in Minnesota and Colorado that join me. And so some people even here in California, they're not able to come to my home for any of these camps, just for health reasons. So we Zoom. And it is going to be, where is it? Oh, it's over here. Sorry. It is this, I sent out a flyer. The two ideas were this, I think it's hollyhocks or whatever. I can't remember what that is. And then this one was, I'm not sure, but it's more flowery, and it's more of a muted pattern. So this was my kit together. I'm doing it at the very end of the month. So I hope I get some people to join. It'll be fun. I'm still gonna let people this week. It's the 3rd. It's August 3rd. So until the 10th would be the latest, because if I have to mail out a kit to your home because you're going to be on Zoom and you're not in California or in an area where I can reach you. I can drive. I'm from Marietta, and so I'm close to Temecula, Wildomar, Menifee. I'm close to those cities, and if I have to, I can drive and drop them off at your doorstep. So let me know. I am so glad if you're watching this, and I really hope you like the cards. And if you have any questions, just let me know. But like I said, they have that all in the beginning of the catalog. And maybe you just don't have a catalog. Let me know. I'll send you a catalog. So bye for now.